from one of the previous CTRL+SHIFT sessions, and he's back to reveal for the first time tonight the product that's now live. Give it up for Josh Gonsalves!
Thank you, Amy. Just before I start, I just want to thank Josh for putting on this whole thing on. Like, just give Josh a huge round of applause. This community is nothing without him. This is now volume 8. This is actually the second time I talked here. I wish I could say I'm the first repeat, but I think that's Evan because he just went on before me. But this is volume 8. Which one was I at last time? Was it 4?
Volume 2.
Volume 2? Oh, that's so long ago. So, was anyone at volume 2? Does anyone remember me from the last one? Pretty legendary. I'm coming back to tell you what I built from that experience. So this talk is called Introducing Formive, and this is what the product came out of that crazy story. And it's on YouTube. I will share it later. So I wanted to call it Introducing Formive, but I texted Josh. Actually, Josh texted me, and he's like, hey, you got a talk title? I'm like, yeah, it's just called Introducing Formive. And he's like, that's it? I'm like, shit, I should probably update it. But I did tell him, dude, I have like 1 brain cell left. Like, I've been working so hard this week to get this app ready so I can like reveal something. You guys will be able to sign up and use it. And doing that up until like 5 in the morning every night has just been crazy. But I wanted a better talk title, so I consulted my good friend ChatGPT. And I was like, hey, I need a better title for this. I'm calling it Introducing Formive, but Josh Maldonado said, that's it? He didn't seem that impressed. So of course, it's really helpful, and it's like, well, here's some recommendations. But my favorite part of this was, pick one of those and Maldonado will shut up real quick. So it told me to use prompts are bad, AI apps good, because I said, you know what, those titles are good, but remember, I have 1 brain cell left, so just make it sound like I have 1 brain cell left, because that's kind of how I feel right now. So the title of this talk is actually going to be called Prompts Bad, AI Apps Good. All right. So just a little bit about me. I'm Josh Gonsalves. I run an e-commerce brand with my wife, who is here, Marissa. Somewhere in the back. And our son, Phineas. On the count of 3, if everyone wants to say hi, Phineas. 1, 2, 3. Hi, Phineas! So we run that. Baby runs the company. We kind of work for him. And as Amy said, I run a YouTube agency. I help tech brands mainly launch YouTube channels and grow their brand through YouTube and get leads through YouTube. It's a fantastic platform for that. And then just this year, I started a 3rd company, because apparently 2 isn't enough, so I started Formive. So 3 very different fields: e-commerce for wiener dogs, YouTube, and now AI no-code apps. And as I mentioned, I'm back. So this is kind of like part 2 from that last talk. This talk is on YouTube, and this image kind of just sums up everything. I was very curious one night, and I went through a rabbit hole with ChatGPT, recommending me things. I was asking about AI, and I got really curious. And then the vibe coding movement really started taking off. So then I got really, really deep in that, and then I built, over the last couple months, this app called Formive. So I do have a demo video. I was going to demo it live, but I don't trust myself enough with my 2 brain cells. So I'll just play this video. So I actually released this video just today on X and on LinkedIn. So I'm going to play this video. I think it explains better than I can right now what this thing does. And I apologize, people in the front here. I think this is going to be on full blast, but hopefully you guys can hear it in the back. I've been building something for the last few months, and today I'm finally releasing it. It's called Formive. It's the fastest way to turn any prompt into a reusable AI tool. Basically, a mini app that you can use yourself or share with others. Here's how it works. I just described the tool I want. Let's say I want a viral YouTube script generator. Formive will instantly turn it into a simple but powerful AI app, adding all the inputs it needs and a full prompt template. I fill in the blanks, make selections, hit generate, and I get a finished script. If I go back and tweak the inputs, edit the prompt, or switch models, I get a new version instantly.
Now, anytime I want to create a new script, instead of starting from a blank chat, I just open up my app and create a new script. And everything I generate is saved in my library, so important stuff doesn't get lost in some random chat thread from last Tuesday. Your tools work right inside your workspace, or you can save them as a standalone app on your phone's home screen. You can also share any app in just 2 clicks. Each one gets its own link and a hosted web page that can be shared anywhere. You can also embed these on any website or add it to your mobile app. And you can even choose whether to let people save it or remix it into their own version. You can build all kinds of tools for content creation, lead magnets, client deliverables, onboarding flows, productivity apps. Now, I'm launching Formive with a bunch of free apps and templates that you can try out, save to your account, or even remix for yourself. I'll add a few of my favorite examples down below. Formive is completely free right now during beta, so go to formive.ai to sign up for a free account right now. All right, I can't wait to see what you build.
All right, so you guys get it, right? Thumbs up? Yeah, okay, cool. Formive, baby. You guys can try it right now. Scan this thing. Use it. You don't have to, though. I'm going to put it away. Don't do it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'll go back to it. I'll give you a couple seconds to before we move on, I'll give you guys a few seconds to scan this if you want to try it out. It works on the phone. You can save it for later, whatever, but you get the link. Formive.ai, pretty simple. Has anyone done vibe coding like in this last year? Has anyone like played around with some tools? Yeah. Has anyone launched anything with it? Less hands. Has anyone like dealt with a ton of bugs and like wanted to rip their hair out? Yeah, everyone. That's why I built this. So I've been like vibe coding this thing and coding obviously, but the experience is obviously not what it's cracked up to be. Lovable is going to sell you like, hey, you can just like make an app by talking to it like an alien and then get like take over a planet. But it doesn't really work like that. So we need a higher level of abstraction. What? No, it's not level. The video's great. You guys are going to do one for Formive way better than that. Don't worry. So the reason why I built this. Let's talk about why I built this. So this is going to be a little conceptual here, but I think you'll kind of get it. So I think right now where we are in AI right now is we're kind of like at the MS-DOS era of AI. Like how many people use chat, like just AI chat, like daily, weekly? Yeah, you use it, right? It's kind of like, it's great for some things, especially if you want to just have a conversation, whatever, but it's pretty much just like a terminal, right? Like you're chatting in it and it comes through like a terminal, like a command line almost. So like this is kind of the era we're in right now with AI. And there's a lot of problems with it actually. Like it's great for certain things, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to like content generation and just the overall UX of AI and what I found out it can do, chat is very, very limited. So number one is like the blank page syndrome, right? You go to chatgpt.com or in the app, it's like, what can I help you with? I don't know, what can you help me with? And that's what sent me down that rabbit hole. Literally one night, I just asked ChatGPT, what can you do? And I mean, yeah, that story went on for a little while. I'm not gonna go through that again, but it really painted the picture of like an ecosystem that could be built, and that was like what sparked this app. And then there's this whole idea of like context engineering, prompt engineering. I'm sure some people are aware of that. So how this would work, like let's say for my YouTube example that I posted in that video, I said like, for here, if you just go into chat, I'm like, hey, create a YouTube script for me. Well, it's gonna have to ask you, well, what the hell's the topic? I'm not guessing, tell me the exact video you want the script for. What's the working title, right? And then it's gonna give you a prompt. So like, just asking, give me a YouTube script, it's gonna ask questions anyways that you're gonna have to put context into. And then you're gonna get a really shitty output. So then there's like prompt engineering. So then I asked Chad, I'm like, hey, can you create a proper prompt for me to create a YouTube script? And it's gonna do that. It's gonna create like a master prompt for you, like with like the input formats you need and like what the output should be, and like here's the instructions, right? But who's doing that? Like who's actually doing prompt engineering in ChatGPT? Does anyone have saved prompts that you like go in? 1, 2, 3. No one fucking does that. So like there has to be a way to like create these like prompt templates in a shareable format. Like what do I do here? Do I copy, paste this, save this in like a note doc? And then how do I share it with other people? So it doesn't really make any sense here. But this is where
AI tools come in, where you can package these prompts and workflows that AI can do. It can kind of do anything, right? It's like a big black box that kind of has many connections and has like all of Earth's knowledge, humanity's knowledge somehow. Sid would be able to explain that better than anyone here, but then there's like these mini apps, right? So like an app that I use called vidIQ for YouTube, for strategy, they have like these free AI tools, and this also kind of sparked my idea. They just have like a web page where it's like, okay, so instead of like them giving you a prompt that you put in a chat, it's like, here, we'll turn your videos into a ready-to-film YouTube script. Just tell us what you'd like to make, right? And you generate it. But behind the scenes, there's a whole prompt template that they built and they made up. Another example, there's this app called Voila, and they have like a whole hub online for like free online AI tools. It's like these little things that I've been building in Formive, like an AI humanizer, tone rewriter, paragraph rewriter. And like 99% of the time, all it is a form input. It runs it through an AI API, and then you get a result. But the magic sauce behind it is like these prompts that can give you that result, right? So like, instead of just ChatGPT that's just general and it does like a million things, you can get like really specific, like micro apps for a very specific outcome. So what I found too is like 99% of these tools, they're like vibe coded, right? So they're just using like Replit, Lovable, Bolt, Gemini now. Like this is like what people are using to create these little apps. But it's still just not there. Like I said, if you've tried vibe coding, it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's creating custom code every single time. And what I found is like right now, if AI chat is like the MS-DOS era, I would say like vibe coding is like the Macintosh GUI era, right? Like we're like really early still in AI. Like this stuff is super, super new. And I think what we're doing now is we're starting to put an interface over AI. So a lot of people talk about like an interfaceless future. That'll be part of it, you can just talk to it, but a lot of the times we're visual creatures. We need something visual and something to interact with, and right now that's with computers and phones to create interface for it. So basically what I said here is like if prompts were commands, then like vibe coding is UI creation. But it's not really all it's cracked up to be because it's still technically in the command line phase, right? Like you're still talking on the left, very similar to like a terminal, and then it's still writing custom code every time. It takes a lot of time. It's trying to create code from scratch every single time. And that might be good for like technical users, but I think for the average person who uses like ChatGPT on a daily basis, which is like, I think 1 billion, 2 billion people now, like they're not really gonna be doing this. Like it might get a little bit more popular, but I don't think the average person really cares too much about doing this, but they want to use the tools, right? So they don't necessarily want to create it, but they want to use the tools that other people are creating out of it. So I was like, can we just have that working app without dealing with the code? Like, just build the app. So you have to have that engine behind it, and that's what Formive was built to do. Exactly, and there's a big gap, right? There's a big gap from that AI chat to like apps, right? Even now, if you guys wanted to create an app, you might download Replit on your phone, or there's a vibe code app, you might do that, and you might like get through a few prompts, but most people are gonna give up before it even goes production. So there's a massive gap here, and I really, really think that Formive can be that gap, that fill that gap right there between what is an AI chat and like applications. But Formive itself is still currently in that Macintosh GUI era, like, right? It's V0 right now, it's black and white, it's forms. I don't have crazy interfaces yet because I had to build the whole engine. So the last 6 months was literally just building the foundation of like, can we create these reusable apps that can be remixed from other people? Anyone can go to this page and remix it. They get the exact app. They can change the prompt. You can change the inputs. And also, like, I want to be able to favorite them, just like you can pin chats and like see all my recents of all the different apps that I've been using, because you're going to have specific apps for very specific outcomes that you might want. So this is where we're at right now, but you can imagine very soon from like the Mac era to like where we are now, visually you can see where it's going. I mean, it's not that hard to do beautiful UI, like easier said than done, but it's not impossible. But functionally, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm gonna be building over the next little while, because currently right now, from what you saw in the demo, it's like you have a form input, like just like inputs,
whether that's typing or like buttons or sliders, any kind of input that you would ever run into on the internet, Formive can build. It's pretty crazy. But what I want to do next is take it a step further. So instead of just form inputs, like what if I could like talk to it? What if I can launch a camera, take a photo, and then that runs a sequence, that runs through a prompt? What if I could speak to it? What if I can upload files, connect it to my database? What if I can get webhooks? Like, the internet's wild, guys. Everything's connected, and it's just a matter about taking those connections and putting it into the engine. And then on the output, I want to take any input and be able to do any output. Right now, the outputs are just like markdown, like what you'd get from ChatGPT, right? Which is like 99% of everything. So you're gonna get like headings, you're gonna get tables, lists, bullet lists, checklists. You could do all that. But what you're seeing from like the vibe coding tools is like it can build websites. I'll be able to build presentations. So you can just prompt an app that creates presentations. Generate images. So you can have prompt templates for your images. It'll be able to basically do any kind of output ever that you can think of. And this is all possible because of the ecosystem I decided to build it on in like the Next.js Vercel ecosystem. So the next thing I'm actually going to be doing is creating like workflows, connections, and agents. So right now, Formive is just inside the app. So you're getting a generation through API requests from AI, and you're getting it into the app. But what if after you generate something, you could like send it to Slack, send it through Stripe, generate an image, send an email, send it through multiple AI queries, put it through databases. So this will work with my app in day one because I built it on the Next.js ecosystem. So this is like a free template that the Vercel team has put out. So I'm going to be integrating this very soon. So you'll be able to not only get a generation from Formive, but it can like start doing things on your behalf. Send a Slack message, send a text message, even create other Formive apps. So it's going to get pretty wild. So that's kind of on like the functionality. Some things I've been prototyping with it that I don't have released for launch right now, but it'll be able to create custom UI. So it can create fully custom websites, landing pages, and completely theme it out. So it's not gonna all look the same. It's gonna look however the heck you want. And here's an example that I prototyped that I think is gonna be really cool that strings all of this together. I mentioned at the beginning, my wife and I run an e-commerce site called Longboy. So a lot of times we want to create mock-ups, and we've been using like legacy tools for that. So I'm like, okay, could I build like a Formive app? I'll just do like a prototype version to be able to create realistic merchandise mock-ups. Again, using now image generation and some of these things I talked about with like custom UI. So like, what if now I can like upload images or generate an image? So in this example, it would have two different uploads. So to create a product mock-up, you need the product and you need what you want to put on the product. So in this, okay, I just prompted like, what if I could generate a hat and generate a wiener dog, because that's the kind of stuff we make for Longboy. And then we can go to step 2, so we can have multi-step form flows now. So once we have those images, I can then have the product image and the logo image, and I can just drag and drop the logo image onto the hat, and then in the instructions I can say, okay, now embroider this logo onto the hat for me. Again, these are all just form inputs. Apps are just form inputs. And now I have generated mockups. Looks pretty good. This is all generated, like the hat is not an actual photo, that's generated. And now we have like custom galleries to be able to see all of the generations that we made from that app. And again, just like the other examples, this is now an app you can share with someone. Like, hey, if another e-commerce product store owner wants to use this, here you go, you can use my link and you can just upload your own images or generate your own images. So really the vision for this thing is like, it's like a unified no-code platform, so not vibe coding. Like, there's too many people doing that. It's like abstract away all the code. The engines work, it will never break, but what we actually ship will not break. It's rock solid, just like you would create a Notion website or a Framer site. Like, you don't expect like the code to break, it just works. So the idea is like, you know, you have all of your AI models, all the image generation models, you have connections like Zapier, and you can basically just create anything in this tool. So the reason why I'm out of breath, folks, is because I did all this myself, and I didn't write a single line of that code. I did vibe code, but I also vibe debugged a hell of a lot. So I started this thing completely solo, but I know for the next stage of this, I'm gonna want to work with some folks. So anyways, I'm looking for people who might want to work with me and collaborate on this project. So I'm looking for like developers, anyone in UI, UX, marketing and growth people. So if anyone is remotely interested in this stuff, please talk to me after this talk, and we can connect. So I hope that besides the actual product, I hope that this talk did show you why prompts bad, AI apps good. Was that a better talk title? Oh.
It's good.
Fuck, it said that you would shut up real quick. Okay, well, I thought so. Anyways, that's it, guys. You can connect with me. You can scan the QR code, connect with me at LinkedIn. Thank you.